Hello, and good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on your time zone, and welcome to my session at the LOGYTalk Sustainability and Climate Change Summit on the 25th of May 2023. This session is called Inspired by Nature, Amplify and Sustain Your Social Impact Through Coaching. This is a repeat recording of the session, as we had some technical difficulties earlier today. So this is for the attendees who were there to have an opportunity to see the entire session again, or for those who were unable to join to now have a look at it as well. Now let me share my screen so that you can see the presentation. Great. Perfect. So now I'm excited to talk to you today about the topic dear to my heart, inspiration and empowerment, and how coaching is instrumental in inspiring and empowering stakeholders and consequently amplifying and sustaining your social impact. But before that, just a little bit about myself. I am a maximizer, mobilizer, mentor, and coach with a passion for inspiring and empowering people to live their life to the fullest and in peace with nature. With 20 years of expertise working with community-led government and corporate organizations, I'm an international development, conservation, and climate change resilience expert. I'm driven by a desire to support nature-based solutions that benefit people and planet, and a locally led human rights-based approach to conservation and development. Recently, I was also recognized as a Rotary Peace Fellow for the global reach and impact of my work. I'm skilled at building up projects and teams and people and connecting communities to bring meaningful transformation and lasting change. Work and personal pursuits have taken me to over 70 countries, with the majority of my time spent in the Asia-Pacific region, gaining firsthand knowledge and experiencing for myself the effects of climate breakdown on island nations. The global citizen with roots in Germany, New Zealand, and Timor-Leste, you will also hear quite a few examples of Timor today. In my most recent role, I led an international marine conservation organization in Timor-Leste as the country director and providing national leadership and strategic direction, setting it up for successful expansion and national ownership. Seeing my colleagues' personal and professional growth journeys as a result of my coaching style leadership ultimately motivated me to become a certified coach, and I'm now both a member and accredited with the International Coaching Federation, ICF, and EMCC stands for European Mentoring and Coaching Council. Through my social change initiative, Inspired by Nature, of which you will find out a bit more later on today, I want to inspire and empower people to live a bold life by design who have the courage, curiosity, integrity, and empathy to tackle our planet's most pressing issues. As you just heard, all my work centered around creating sustainable social and environmental change. And what organization doesn't dream of scaling and amplifying their impact? Rather than investing in automation, AI, and data, which of course are all important in their own spheres, my experience and research shows that it comes down to investing in people, in mindset shifts, and in changing company cultures if you want your organizational vision to be carried over and sustained by the people you want to reach. Inspired and empowered project stakeholders are key for engagement and operational efficiency. And what I mean with project stakeholders are first your staff, then your project partners, and most importantly, the wider community members that you want to reach and work with. If these key people fully embody your vision and are empowered to take bold decisions on how to bring this vision to life in their areas of responsibility and concern, the ripple effect is exponential and your impact is significantly more far-reaching, with many individuals championing your cause than you driving the change yourself. So I'm Just to kind of be transparent, I'm coming from a perspective of working in international development and international conservation initiatives, where the key to project success is measured by how sustained your impact is later on in the communities you work with. But the principles I am talking about today apply to other settings of social environmental change making. In a recent survey by the International Coaching Federation Foundation, the data showed that 74% of coachees, so those are the people receiving coaching, believed that the ripple effect of their gains from coaching would lead to improvements in operational efficiency and employee engagement. When these organizations have increased efficiency and engagement, they are able to better serve their communities and reach their social progress goals. The effect of coaching starts small, with a few people at one organization, and then spreads progress and positive change throughout the community as it grows. I'm a proud member of the ICF, which is the world's largest organization of professionally trained business and personal coaches, setting high standards for the industry. I'm excited about the ICF Foundation's vision of a world in which coaching accelerates and amplifies positive impact on humanity and the planet. Let me give you an illustration of the importance of coaching in the context of my work in Timor-Leste. International development, humanitarian, and conservation work in a post-conflict country characterized by a patriarchal and hierarchical culture. My experience with coaching was twofold. On the one hand, as a coachee, so on the receiving end, and on the other side, as a coach myself and advocating for a coaching culture. My organization at the time offered unlimited access to online coaches for personal one-on-one leadership coaching. This helped me get better at priorities, time management, and delegation. It also helped me personally in articulating the global impact I wanted to achieve and the legacy I wanted to leave in this world. However, more importantly, I became a big advocate for a coaching style, management style, and fostering a coaching culture in my organization. Getting the global HR team behind the idea was key, and together we rolled out a coaching work culture globally. What does this mean in practical terms? Well, my management team and I attended a coaching training together so that we started internally first. The vision was that after all the senior leaders had attended the training, then the coordinator level is the next to attend, so that then eventually it translates down to the community facilitation and the way how we approach our community partners and other external stakeholders. Building a coaching culture in your workplace requires a mind shift and time investment in your staff, especially as new senior managers are joining your team. Coaching culture doesn't mandate that formal one-on-one coaching sessions take place, but rather involved managers adopting a coaching mindset in their interactions with staff. Rather than directing staff, giving instructions, or advising what to do, a manager with a coaching mindset only facilitates that their direct support identifies, develops, and implements new ideas themselves. This often takes quite a bit of time investment front up, and the manager may often be tempted to undertake the task themselves or instruct what to do. Hence, it is important that a regular accountability check-in is arranged, ideally with a small group of managers that underwent the same coaching training. In our experience, after a few months, we noticed already huge differences in junior staff stepping up to take up more leadership responsibilities. The confidence level of all staff were noticeably higher. Public representation and speaking engagements were shared amongst several people then, all of a sudden. And we had a new culture where more junior people asked senior leaders for mentoring support in areas where coaching was not adequate. After about a year, as new managers joined the team, junior staff were the ones confidently inducting them, not only on their respective work areas, but also on the bigger vision and bigger picture of our organization. By the time I left the organization, the dependency on expatriate knowledge had decreased significantly, and over 82% of positions were held by Timorese nationals. This national ownership of the organization has now a positive ripple effect at the community level. Embedding a coaching culture is more a philosophy, I would say. It's a philosophy about empowering people to do their best, to have the confidence. It's a bottom-up approach, and in the context of the international work I do, coaching is supporting decolonization of our work. Introducing a coaching culture is a mind shift change and will complement other participatory co-management approaches that are best practice for community engagement. Now, coaching seems to be the new buzzword, and I couldn't be any happier about it. For me, coaching on the receiving as well as on the giving end has been a real life changer. Why? Because I consider coaching equals empowerment. But what do I mean with that when I say coaching equals empowerment? Well, first of all, let me define what coaching actually is. The ICF definition, so the definition of the International Coaching Federation, defines coaching as partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. So in some countries, coaching is already well established. In others, it's really something that's only coming up newly. That is why it's really important to distinguish coaching from other professions that have some similarities, but very distinct. For example, mentoring, counseling, psychological support. They are experts for those areas for a reason. Coaching is a client-driven process. The coach's responsibility is to discover, clarify, and align with what the client wants to achieve, encourage the client's self-discovery, and thereby elicit client-generated solutions and strategies. And all the time, hold the client responsible and accountable. Me personally, I'm trained in solution-focused coaching, and I see myself in the role of a facilitator. The client is the expert of their own life and work, and my role is to help the client look at their challenges from a different perspective, as well as help them to identify possible solutions and to make a committed plan of action. So that means coaching will improve one's sense of balance and confidence, maximizes motivation, and recenters the international development worker to his/her core vision and values. This will ultimately lead to enhanced performance and more effective results and sustainability. By becoming more aware of how to be in control of his/her own professional and personal potential, the coachee will feel a sense of empowerment. The secret lies in the questions. Those are the most powerful tool of a coach. In addition to asking great, powerful questions, the key characteristics of a coach are listening skills, being curious, challenging, and acknowledging where progress has been made already. A growing number of individuals are turning to professional coaching for support in identifying and living out their vision and purpose so they can be the best versions of themselves. Great leaders build great teams with the expertise to help the organization achieve its vision and, in the process, fulfill its purpose. When you have a great group of passionate, inspired, motivated people eager to make a difference, give them the freedom to work and create an environment that allows them to become the very best version of themselves. Recently, the ICF Foundation started connecting and equipping professional coaches and organizations to accelerate and amplify impact on social progress through coaching. This is really echoing my own experience. Participating organizations stated that real and lasting transformations of a person or a community or a country must come from within, with outside help when needed, but fundamentally from within. Key to the success of social change initiatives is local leadership, and key to flourishing leadership is strong leadership coaching. So you may remember in the beginning I mentioned empowered and inspired stakeholders. And this is where Inspired by Nature comes in. Through my own social change initiative called Inspired by Nature, I want to inspire and empower people to live a bold life by design, who have the courage, curiosity, integrity, and empathy to tackle our planet's most pressing issues. Why? The world will be a much better place if people live a fulfilled life in peace with nature and are empowered to dream big. Only then can we tackle the planet's greatest challenges. In addition to social impact and mindset coaching, I also deliver inspirational speeches and share out of my comfort zone experiences and positive stories of and in nature on my social media channels. Whether running ultra marathons across the Sahara and Antarctica, freediving with whales 50 meters deep below the waves, or mountain biking the length of the African continent, I throw myself into every challenge and want to share how to make impossible seeming goals happen for you to take your own action. Here are a few images from examples from some of the stories that I use during my inspirational speeches. For example, I've just last month completed a 243-kilometer run through the Sahara. Even 1 year ago, this seemed to be like an impossible thing to do. It's a 7-day race through extreme heat, lots of sand and no shade. A self-sufficient event where you have to carry all of your own gear and food for 1 week. The organization only provides water rations and a simple bear shelter to sleep in. The rule is that you have to run faster than the 2 sweeper camels in the back. Otherwise, you're out of the race. This year, the race had the second highest dropout rate in its 37 years history. I'm thrilled to say that I did not just finish the race, I finished it strong as the 13th woman overall. By taking my listeners on my journeys one step at a time, I see eyes brightening, personal boundaries disappearing, and attitudes changing. I invite you to consider collaborating with me or another inspirational speaker when you want to inspire your project stakeholders. My message is simple. Dream big, but push yourself outside your comfort zone. And then give it a try. Talk about your ideas, one step at a time. This brings us already to the end of my talk. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope I could inspire and empower you to think of different ways how to get your stakeholders on board and thereby amplify and sustain your social impact. Please connect with me on LinkedIn or my Inspired by Nature social media channels so that we can collaborate. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And if you have any questions, because this is now a recording, please send them via my social media channels. Thank you very much.